Just because we had a tough time, it does not define who we are forever. Yes. It's all about harmony.
It's all about harmony.
All about harmony. I am here with Amanda Delgado, and most of you all know her mare, who I didn't know the accomplishments and accolades of your mare until just now. Can you please tell me everything about this marvelous paint pinto?
Pinto mare.
Pinto mare. Okay.
She is a quarter horse. I got her DNA tested from UC Davis, and it came back as quarter horse, which is kind of funny. She doesn't currently carry any white genes, so we think that she's a quarter horse crop out, and that's why we think she ended up in the place that she ended up. Because I found her in a pasture with 4 skeletons.
Literally.
It was pretty graphic. She was the only horse left. The pasture was grazed down to dirt, and there were bullets and chains hanging on her gate, and she was terrified of people. We would try to go catch her or try to go up to her. She would sit there and tremble like a leaf, and when you get too close, she'd strike out or kick.
And what's her name?
Athena. Athenian lady.
Yes.
So she was deemed aggressive and unadoptable in the very beginning. A lot of patience, a lot of time, just a lot of allowing her to grow on her time. And we initially got her start in the stock horse events, so Hunter Under Saddle Ranch, because I had no idea about Western dressage at the time. But she was such a big mover that she wasn't truly appreciated for that in the stock horse world. So I was at the Pinto World Show in 2018, and they had English Week and Western Week. And I saw during English Week, I saw all these people in full Western show attire going down to the dressage arenas. And I was like, what are they doing? And so I handed my husband my horse, and I walked down to the dressage arenas, and that's when I saw Western dressage for the first time. And I had goosebumps because it was so soft, so harmonious.
It's all about harmony.
It's all about harmony.
All about harmony.
And I saw stock horses doing dressage because I've always loved dressage, but it's always intimidating because I didn't have warm bloods.
Right.
And so I was always afraid to try it. But I saw Western dressage, and I was like, I think Athena might like this. I think she would do good. So at the time, there really were no Western dressage trainers in North Carolina. This was in 2018.
Right.
So I Googled and YouTubed everything I could get my hands on. I was going to schooling shows, and then back in 2019, we went back out to the Pinto World Show, and that was our first rated Western dressage show. And she won all of her classes, and she had the highest dressage score of the entire Pinto World Show, traditional, Western, all the divisions. It was amazing.
So what was your score?
I think she got a 79.9.
That's amazing. Yeah. And I feel let me stop you. I love a good score. Remember that it's a scoring scale, right? And so a 79.9 is basically an 80, which is great. Which is fantastic.
It was wild.
I know we're used to inflated scores internationally, so this is unheard of, hard to achieve,
especially with a stock horse,
right?
Especially with a stock horse in dressage.
Yes.
And so that was a moment I was like, okay, I think Athena likes this, and I think the judges appreciate her.
Yes.
So we dove headfirst into Western dressage, and then unfortunately COVID hit, and we were planning to go to the Western Dressage World Show in 2020, but it moved to an online format. We still competed, and she did great. She won several world titles. I don't think she won a division overall, but we were top 5 in all of her classes, and she did intro and basic at that time.
And you competed by doing virtual shows, which WDAA does allow in for points and year-end awards. Yes,
which was huge because the pandemic shut everything down, but we were still able to compete and show our horses, and it was really amazing because through these online shows, we have online award ceremonies, and we were still able to connect with people. And that was really cool. That year, the online world show was huge because everyone was looking for a place to show. And so I was like, okay, Athena really likes this. So we went back out to Oklahoma in 2021. She won 5 or 6 world championship classes, her divisions,
little
rescue high score awards, and that was the first time.
Oh, that's right. You count rescued horses as a breed in the Western dressage, and they're heavily supportive of your rescued horses. Again, aiming towards harmony and partnership throughout the entire Western dressage.
And
I love this.
That was such a huge moment for me because in the stock horse world, when people would find out that she was a rescue, they'd kind of pull their horses away from her, and they would kind of treat us
we don't like getting bullied.
No. They would really look down their noses at her. And she's my best friend. I love her.
Oh, and you can tell.
Yeah. And so it really hurt my heart because I was like, this is a really spectacular horse. Just because she had a tough time in her life, it doesn't define who she is forever.
Is that not a point right there? Just because we had a tough time, it does not define who we are forever. Yes.
And that was my thing with her because she is such a quality mare. And so when I went to the Western Dressage World Show in 2021, And they not only like accepted her, but they celebrated her and that she was a rescue. That was like a huge shift for me, where I was like, this organization really is about equine welfare, and they are so truly inclusive. And in fact, when I went up to accept the award, they asked me to like talk about her rescue story, and that was the first time at a show that people were like, look at this awesome rescue, let's talk about rescues.
Anyone can do it.
Yes, anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it, yes.
Yeah, and it was actually really amazing because we just came back from the USEF annual meeting, and 5% of the top winning horses were rescue horses.
Yes.
It's so wild.
All right, so Breyers. I grew up with Breyers. I'm now 42. Don't keep it is like updated on them.
Yeah.
You not only have a Breyer, you are the most sellingest Breyer horse?
Yeah, kind of. So I was a Breyer kid too. Like I played with them, and I was like, oh, it'd be so amazing to meet these horses one day. And then Breyer reached out to me about making Athena a celebration horse.
Yes.
And that was like, and I was like, is this a prank? Like, honestly. But I didn't know this, but every year Breyer has what they call Breyer Fest. And it's the second largest event at the Kentucky Horse Park behind the Kentucky 3-Day.
Yeah, right.
Huge. And I didn't know about any of this. And every year they have a theme. And Athena's year was against all odds.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so they had never sold out of the celebration horse model, but they sold out of hers within the first 2 hours of them opening.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They had people flying in from all over the world to meet Athena, like non-horse people. Oh, sorry.
No, this is what it should be, right? This is equestrian stuff. It's not whether or not you got to ride in 60-degree weather with barely any wind and everything stayed clean and you had the perfect ride. This is the equestrian stuff.
Yeah.
And this is why we talk to each other.
Well, it was amazing. Like there was this one family that really stood out to me. They were from the Bronx, and they're a minority. And so anytime I see minorities in any kind of horse capacity, I'm like, hi, let's be friends.
Right.
And so I get really excited.
Right.
And I saw them walking by, and we kept missing each other because I was going to like either performances or autograph signings, but they kept circling by Athena's stall.
Yeah.
No, but
well, no, I mean, seriously.
It was wild.
To go from where you both were to performances and autograph signing
is
what anyone can do it, right?
It was so surreal. And so she came up to us and we were talking and, I was signing things, and I asked them where they were from, and they said they were from the Bronx. And I was like, are you horse people? And they said, no, we don't have anything to do with horses. She's like, but I read your horse's story, and I just wanted to show my daughters that just because they're in a tough time in their life, it doesn't define who they are forever, and they can do whatever they want. And that was a moment where I was like, this is so much bigger than just plastic horses. Yes. Like this is like, that was a moment where.
What a great thing Breyer does.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we have all like the, Misty from Chincoteague, and we have all of these, that, and the others.
Trigger.
Right. All the big ones. Yeah. But you're right. What a great thing Breyer does. I had no idea about it.
Yeah.
So you have the mold.
Yes.
But then I was also told it sold out quickly, and then they had to make a second mold.
So it went on back order. So there were all these people with tickets, but they sold out. And so it went on back order. And so they had to like make a whole new line. Unfortunately, they don't make that model anymore because it was limited edition to Breyer Fest. But we are still we're working closely with Breyer.
Okay. And then I also wanted to mention, you are on the WDAA board of directors.
Yes.
You've won many world titles.
Yeah.
She is always this kind, perky, turned out,
Thanks.
Truly a beautiful inspiration to our community. And what an even more inspiration now that we know the story of Athena. We were mentioning that the WDAA is open to all things, all breeds, all backgrounds. Again, we did an interview with the walking horse folks in Oklahoma and learned so much about them, and we love that they were welcome, right?
Yes.
And didn't feel odd, right? What would you like to say to our followers about like why they should join the DAA?
Okay, so Western dressage is amazing. There's so many different opportunities on however involved you want to be. So if you are just wanting to like kind of hang out at home, compete like casually, we have online virtual shows that you don't even have to move your horse off site to compete and be involved, which I think is amazing because you have horses that can't trailer, or they're old, or people aren't competent.
Ulcers, colic, stress of the rider, stress of hauling, stress of unloading. You're worried about their immune system.
Finances. Finances. Like, some people can't afford a huge truck and trailer. And so now it gives these people who have a relationship with their horse an avenue to go show. And I think that's so special. The in-person aspect, we have so many opportunities. We have so many state affiliates starting to form and pop up. So you can get involved in a local level. But we also have the Western Dressage World Show, which is I'm a little biased. It's my favorite show of the year. It's so different from other shows because everyone is so kind and positive and welcoming, and they cheer you on. And I think it's just different. Like, it's the breath of fresh air in the equine industry I think we need. And I love that WDAA is so equine welfare focused.
Beyond, yes.
It's huge.
Yes.
Like, we allow riders.
There were turnouts at the World Show.
Yes.
They were small,
turnouts.
but they were turnouts,
yes.
right? So those horses could get out of those stalls and move around.
Yes. We allow people to show one-handed or two-handed. We allow people at all levels, doesn't matter, to show in a snaffle or bitless or in a curve, whatever is best for you and your horse. And I think that's beautiful. I think there needs to be more of that.
And we had a very open discussion and they heard every single point on every single person, and we're either able to say, hey, it is in development, we want to hear that, we want to keep growing, this is the start.
Yes.
Evolution was mentioned a lot by a lot of people in here. We're evolving, we're growing, and this is how we do it.
It's so inclusive, and I've been a part of other equine organizations where it feels like the membership is screaming at the top of their lungs for something, and it's just falling on deaf ears.
Yes.
Whereas, you know, in WDAA, we take every feedback from our members and we take it to heart. And so all of our members, they get the chance to weigh in on controversial subjects or rule changes, and we read through every single one. And if our membership is overwhelmingly like, no, we don't want this, or we do want this, even if the board feels differently, we go on what our membership wants. It's not about what the board wants, it's about what our membership wants. And I think that's so special and so unique.
And speaking of the membership, when you do your USEF membership, we really do encourage that you say your primary or your secondary or both is WDAA, because that really highlights for WDAA.
Yes, and it gives WDAA more options and more opportunities within USEF. So it gives us more seats on the board. It gives us more funding opportunities.
Right.
And so it's essential for our growth as an organization within USEF too.
And please remember that growth is slow because they do meet, and they're already discussing the new test for 2027, the new classes and divisions for 2027, which is again a start, but it's phenomenal. And I also wanted to mention, I did a video on YouTube with Cassidy, who we know from North Carolina, Cassidy, our show organizer, and she did our light show for us in Southern Pines last year.
In August, yes.
In August. And a light show, it's just a little bit less expensive. The rules are a little bit more vague, and I was able, there's still rules.
Yes.
They're just not as,
yes.
Right. And so we brought in a whole bunch of our thoroughbreds getting ready for the RRP, threw a Western saddle on them. They felt no pressure.
Aww.
Those horses' backs came up a whole lot easier, right? And they did so well. That's awesome. Loved it so much that they went and got Western saddles for Christmas. Yay! Right? And that's how it develops, right?
Yes.
So these smaller shows, look into a light show, it's LITE, and look into it. You can have it, you can even kind of bring in all the different breeds, all the different everything, and it really can help grow our sport a ton.
Absolutely. And what a lot of show managers and affiliates don't know is that USEF offers grants for USEF light shows to help offset the cost.
Good to
because
know.
The USEF and WDA, we understand that these shows are expensive to put on, and we're looking for ways to kind of offset those costs. And so one of those ways to do that is a grant, which is really cool. And like within WDAA, there's so many different point systems. So we have the Western Dressage Horse Lifetime and Achievement Program, and that is a program where your points don't expire. It follows the lifetime of the horse.
Yes.
Because we want the achievements to be focused on the horse. We're very horse focused rather than rider focused.
Right.
And so as you progress through the levels and through the points, you can have the opportunity to earn really cool prizes, and it helps increase the value of your horse, which is really awesome. We also have a year in High Point program, which has just kicked off this year, that has been wildly successful. And it's not necessarily like a point chase, it's about how many horses you beat,
right? Which
is really cool. So that way you're not, again, it's about equine welfare. We don't want people going to shows every single weekend and burning these horses out. Then we have a USEF Horse of the Year program. And so if you go to a USEF show, especially if you go to the Western Dressage World Show, you have another High Point program that you can go and earn points through your classes and divisions there too. So there's so many opportunities within Western Dressage.
And speaking of sponsors, Pivo is a sponsor, and Pivo, who I use a lot for virtual lessons, and I actually just chatted with Ken from Pivo. You can use the WDAA membership code for discounts on like PIVO and many, many other places. So continuously renewing, even if you're not showing, does offer you discounts within all of these other places.
Well, and it's cool because we understand that WDAA is still growing, and so people may live in an area where they don't have access to a WDAA coach or trainer, and so PIVO is a great way for these people to still get coaching and help and accessibility without having to leave their home. And like, I don't know very many other sports that offer that. That's really cool.
What is your barn? What is your farm?
Olympus Equestrian.
Olympus Equestrian.
I named it, it's a little cheesy, I named it after Athena because she's the one who changed my life so much, and she helped me build this career around Western dressage, and so I wanted to kind of nod to her, and so Mount Olympus is home of the gods, and so
love it.
That's
love it. And can people reach out to you for lessons?
Yes.
Oh, love it.
So I offer virtual lessons as well. I travel all over North and South Carolina, doing Western dressage lessons. I am just finishing up the requirements for my small R. So I should have that soon. So yes, I would love to help grow Western dressage. If people have any questions, they're more than welcome to reach out to me on any level.
We have chatted about doing demo videos where we kind of explain what some of the movements look like, what the confusion might be, and what the more correct version is. Never perfect. Right. And we discussed possibly doing that when the weather's a little bit better and our health is all good, right?
Yes. And I think one of the big things that I want to stress to people think that Western dressage is just traditional dressage with a Western saddle, and it's not.
No.
What we're really focused on is on harmony, and it's conformation-based dressage. So we understand that, yes, eventually as we climb up the levels, we want our horses to be more uphill and have more sit, but we understand that a quarter horse is not going to go around in the same frame or even the same sit as a warm blood.
Right.
And as judges, we're trained for that, and we recognize that.
Yes. I mean, doesn't mean everyone follows that, but those that are passionate about the core of our industry do recognize that. We do.
And it's amazing because, I mean, this year at the World Show, Athena did very well. She won her division. She won most of her classes. And she's a rescue quarter horse. And we were, I think we got reserve in the hack. We won the USEF overall Horse of the Year award in the hack. She's a quarter horse. We competed
What's the hack?
It's the Western dressage hack. So it is a rail class about pretty much.
Because there's rail classes.
There are rail classes. Again, another showing opportunity. I know, right? It's basically highlighting which horse is most correct and not most suitable.
Correct, not perfect. Correct, not perfect.
Which horse here with these gaits exemplify a Western dressage horse. So in the hack, we have your working walk, your free walk. You have your working jog and then lengthened jogs.
Lengthen of the leg.
Yes, and then we want sit and elevation through the thoracic sling. And then we have the working lope, and then we have the lengthening of the lope. They want an open throat latch through those lengthenings. They want an open throat latch. They want a lengthening of frame, and we want a lengthening of stride without increasing tempo, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And so it's not just like a gallop around the arena. And so we had a level 2 rescue quarter horse beat out level 5 warm bloods in the hack. Right. So it truly is inclusive. The year before, we had a halflinger beat us in all of our classes. It's such an inclusive sport. I mean, I rode a mule at the World Show this year.
I was going to mention the mule. I'm glad it came up.
Yes. I rode a mule for a client at the World Show, and she won her suitability.
Yeah.
It truly is an inclusive sport.
Yeah.
And I think that's so special.
You are special.
No, the sport
you and
is
your
special.
mare and we all are, right?
Yeah.
We're all a little bit like somewhat broken
crazy.
And have worked our way. And another side note that my husband found out from your husband.
Yes.
You were in the military.
I was.
What were you?
I was a medic.
Medic. There's also discounts for.
Yes. Okay, that's one of my, I forgot, thank you for bringing that up. So I've never been a part of an equine organization that honors military. And so they offer a discounted membership for all their military veterans and across all branches of service. And then they also offer a lifetime achievement or a lifetime membership for military veterans. And if you sign up for it, it's greatly discounted compared to the regular membership. You get a buckle just to be a part of it. Well, not this one.
Well, I know, but a buckle.
You get a buckle.
For English people.
Yeah.
Not buckle. Buckle.
Yes. This is where we highlight our accomplishments. Literally on our international challenge at the World Show, we give buckles for our military veteran high score awards. And I don't know, again, any organization that does it.
We love that.
It's so cool.
We love that. Thank you for all you've done for our country as well.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Amanda Delgado, go join WDAA.
WesternDressageAssociation.org.
You and Athena are up for what tonight?
We're up for the overall National USEF Horse of the Year award, which is that's kind of wild to me.
I came from here.
Yeah.
And now we're even discussing about being here.
Yeah.
So I wish you the best of luck, beautiful lady, and inside and out. And I thank you so much for the interview. Amanda Delgado from North Carolina.
Thank you.
Well, you have now met the USEF 2025 National Horse of the Year owner, Amanda Delgado, who owns, trains, and rides Athenian Lady. Congratulations, ladies.